Good evening, everyone. This is Taxonomy Tuesday from New Jersey Mycological Association, where our members share their recent finds on fungi and slime molds sometimes, and even lichens. Does anybody have any fungi to share that was not sent in an email? If you do so, can you type your name into the chat? No one. So, Hunter, would you like to start?
I can do that.
Okay, let me get your.
Thank you. So I'm disappointed that Lila is not here because after Stokes, the next day I got to hunt with her in near her house. And we found a lot of cool finds. And she did such a great job of documenting them. And she also did the testing with the iron salts and whatnot. I just didn't even bother to post them because I thought, well, you got it down. But hopefully next week she'll show some of those. I'm really hoping. So these are kind of mostly from back home for me. And I just am wanting confirmation on my IDs. And maybe I'm wrong. But I'm thinking this is Tylopilus felleus. I really just don't find enough of these even to really feel 100% confident. It has the brown reticulation. And if you zoom in, you can see I had done a close-up shot of it, but then when I posted it to MO, it didn't look right at all.
So,
It like was really big.
yeah, I don't know if I have a way to zoom in here.
Oh, maybe show original image is,
Yeah, well, this one you didn't send me the actual link for that.
did I blow this again? I'm sorry. I hope the others are
No,
better.
only the first one is the one that gave me just an image link.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, so this is what we're working with. I did taste it. It was, um,
Oh, there, double click.
oh, thank you. Mild, it was mildly bitter, maybe a little bit. It wasn't terribly offensive, but yeah, it was bitter.
Ah, interesting.
I mean, I thought it could be that Badius, um, is it Tylopilus badius? But I don't think so. I mean, I know it's not because that doesn't have the reticulation. So this is what I'm thinking it is. No confirmation or.
Could you please zoom into the picture?
Yeah, I can only double click this thing. Where would you like to look at? The top, the bottom,
I would like to see the pore surface, please.
the first?
The pore surface.
Oh, so that one, the white one, yeah, yeah. So I mean, Rubro Brunius would not have the brown, um, netting, the brown reticulation. It's smooth, correct?
Were these bitter?
Just real mildly. I mean, barely, but not great.
Well, I mean, there's just yes or no. Were they bitter or non-bitter?
Yes,
Bitter.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For a moment, I thought that there was something going on with the pore surface. It just didn't feel to me like I'm seeing pores. I'm seeing something that is present in the porcini, the layer of cholecystidia.
Okay.
But the stipes are very typical for felleus. So my alternative proposal would have been Boletus subservescens.
Oh, okay. If it
But-
were Puccini.
Yeah, but this type is more brown than red, so most likely this is felleus.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
for
What
weighing-
kind of trees were nearby?
White pine. I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
that's Felleus likes conifers.
yeah, that was the other thing why I
Oh.
knew it wasn't like that Badius one, because that likes oak and yeah. So okay.
Yeah, felleus is a conifer associated species, but so is subservescens.
Okay. All right.
But you said these were bitter; they were not mild.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a great taster of bitter, but yeah, it didn't taste good. No, I left them because I was like, yeah, no, it was bitter. It was.
Okay, then felleus it is.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, and I've posted this what I think is this species before. So Gymnopilus liquiritiae. And again, I'm not 100% sure. The gills are like adnate to slightly adnext on those. These don't exactly look adnate to me. But I went through Michael Quebec's other Gymnopilus or Gymnopilus, and it just kind of sort of had to be that, unless of course I'm wrong, which is very possible. So the gills were interesting, but did look similar to theirs on closer examination. It looked like if you can get any no, that's it, huh?
Yeah, the other one was better, but of course you can't really see.
Did you get a spore print color?
I did not. I didn't. No.
Yeah, isn't liquiritiae like really orange?
Yeah, it is, but these were kind of browned from the sun, I thought.
Oh, I meant the spore print.
Oh, okay.
The spore print is pretty orange.
Okay, yeah, and I
Let-
unfortunately did not take one. So if it weren't that, there's the yellow bladed one. Which one would we be thinking? Do you think?
Well, if you got white spores, you might consider tricholamopsis, but the gills don't look quite right for tricholamopsis. A little bit too dark.
Oh, so not even a Gymnopilus. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I'm just brainstorming here. It's
Yeah.
probably Gymnopilus, but
No ring.
No ring that I could see, and that's why I ruled out, is it luteus? I thought had some, at least a ring zone that was
Yeah.
visible.
I
yeah,
think
these don't look like luteus.
Mm-hmm.
I think liquiritiae, if it has a ring, it's like a wispy deposit type thing.
Yeah, like a zone only.
Yeah, like a zone. I think.
But I didn't even see any ring on in Michael Quebec or here in my photos. I was able to see them better. So sorry that they're not zooming in well. Sue, can you like increase the whole screen size, like the square there in the top right hand corner, or is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Top right-hand corner, no,
Yeah, you did it. You did it, and it worked a little bit.
a little bit.
Okay, yeah, no,
Actually makes it smaller.
yeah, right. But no, I meant the other top right hand corner, and you did it, and it worked.
Okay.
and again, if you go to show original image, you can zoom in pretty good.
Help us how to get it back to. It just, oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, the gills were interesting, and I thought they looked different at first from the Michael Quebec pictures of what I think this is, but then on closer examination, they seem to have those short gills, in between, and so I do think it is what I said, but I don't know.
Yeah, the close up of the gills is making me think trichomops again.
Okay.
Let me look.
Yeah, and I don't know, Sue, are you able to see if anyone on MO weighed in at all? Or no?
Wade in. Oh. No.
Yeah, oh, okay. So tricholumpsis is something to look into. Even if it's not it. That's something to become more familiar with for sure.
Yeah, it did, some aspects look wrong for that genus, but I can't think of any Gymnopilus. Oh wait, there's another what color are the caps? They're kind of dark. Oh, there's another one. There's let me look.
These were pretty good size, maybe a couple inches, the big ones.
She was a pioneering ecologist. All those are great clues. I'll be surprised if any of you bright people don't know who this incredible woman was.
You have the answer in front of you.
Well, yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm terribly right. Roger.
Oh, then I have no idea.
Not even guess?
No, I thought.
Yeah, I was thinking Gymnopilus luteofolius, but that has a partial veil.
I just checked into the hotel room and I thought of Lysol, so I thought it's Lysol. That's all.
Wait, is this?
You and Roger maybe.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't carpool with them.
Bill's the only one who's got a chance. Let's see, in fact, if you picked up some big points here.
Rachel Carson was born in 1907 in Springdale, Pennsylvania, just north of Pittsburgh. A marine biologist by training.
Sue, you there?
Carol.
Yes. We're ready to move on?
About the dangers of pesticides.
Maybe give up?
Violent Spring. Though vilified for the book by some, Supreme Court Justice William Douglas called it the most important chronicle of this century for the human race. She died of cancer on April 14, 1964, at the young age of 56. Rachel Louise Carson, a famous Pennsylvanian.
You know, she really was. She pretty much founded the entire science of ecology.
Okay, well, the next one, Hunter, is your Amanita.
Wonderful book.
Extraordinary woman, incredible book. I mean, her vision, she was a visionary, in fact, and a crusader. Remarkable human being. When you look at the environmental
Hey,
movement.
Dave, can you mute?
If it weren't for Rachel Carson. Her writing is very poetic, too. Right. Did you read Silent Spring?
Yep.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks. Okay. And I think I was muted and talking at this, and I was talking, but I was muted. Okay. So, yeah, this was just a really cool looking, I think it's gotta be Amanita section vaginatae. The striations are there, but they're really, covering a lot of the cap. It's more than 50% from what I can see. And then all the velar material on the cap, that's not gray, but it was getting dry here and hot and dry, and So I mean, it looks like it's been cooked. Even the and the the universal veil remnants at the base, it also look cooked. But I thought it was interesting. It's very small. It's only like 3 inches tall, and it has that metallic silver look, which is neat. And, it really looks like metal. And so I haven't had a chance to dive any deeper than just posting it. I did collect it. It's in the refrigerator, and that's it. But I thought it was an interesting specimen and would love to hear any feedback. Very small, like 3 inches tall.
The way the universal veil is bumpy and brown is really pretty strange. I mean, vulva can be like that, but this is not colored the right. Cap is not colored the right way for vulva.
Yeah,
Kind
and
of
the
strange.
striations really, I mean, they're really almost 50% at,
Yeah, they're long and deep.
yeah.
Was this found in conifer woods or deciduous woods?
It's a mixture actually, mostly oak, but yeah, there's some white pine right there too nearby. But this was on a trail, lined by oaks, but a little further up the trail there are white pines. I mean, not far, 10 feet, but if I had to pick the tree associate just based on where it was, I would lean towards oak or deciduous, but
Yes.
both of them.
Sounds like oak is the most likely host here. Other than the white pines, there were no other pines around, right?
No.
Okay. The vulva in this species has like sort of orangish, maybe, I don't know, brownish discolorations. And more importantly, the presentation of the vulva on the bottom is triangulated. It's something that resembles, in my opinion, Amanita variicolor, both in the shape and the color of the vulva. But again, the coloration could be just because of the dryness. But on the other hand, the mushroom itself is in perfectly good shape,
Right.
also being small. So this is a fresh collection, and the staining maybe is not weather induced, but it's just a natural attribute of this mushroom, of this amanita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like, that's what I want to hear. That's good news. I'm always looking for the fresh specimens. So yeah, that's very good news. Good. Well, so varicolor, and that is section vaginatae, right?
Yes, this is section vaginatae, and my concern again is that in my to my knowledge, Amanita varicolor is a conifer associate, and
Oh,
it tends to come out sort of late in the year, maybe late September, October, and
mm,
sometimes even in November,
mm.
mid-November. So maybe it's kind of early for the species, but the soil is sandy, which kind of matches the habitat. It's a pine barren species in New Jersey, and I think in Canada it's probably a similar habitat because this is where it was described from. It's a species by Yves Lamoureux of the Myco Quebec fame.
Cool. That's neat. Should I dry it and save it, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want it or
Pardon
no?
me?
Do you want it?
Um, Possibly, but
Okay.
I would just dry this as soon as possible.
Yep, I will do it. Thank you.
I just put a link in the chat to a mushroom observer observation that the lead ID is Amanita variicolor. It's from Illinois.
Oh,
And it looks somewhat like this one.
okay, and this is Illinois as well, so that is cool. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah,
That's
I also have to say that Amanita varicolor is very, very variable, as the name suggests. And I think I've shown New Jersey collections that are completely, pure white, or they can be very dark brown, or they can be a different shade of brown, or they can be silvery brown. So it's highly variable, and the vulva ranges from white with orangish tinges to almost dark, almost charcoal. And I sequenced those collections, several of them, and they came out to be the same thing. So the name this Amanita deserves, actually, it's an very apt name.
right. Good. Okay. Yeah, interesting. And it's the stature matches. Yeah.
Yeah, again, the key feature I think of that Amanita is the presentation of the vulva and also the ornamentation on the stipe, which is snakeskin-like, and the color is kind of orangish or brownish orange on the stipe itself, snakeskin pattern. But I'm not seeing it here.
Oh,
So most likely this is not varicolor. Like I said, it could be, but I prefer to disagree with my earlier proposal,
okay.
because judging by the white stipe, devoid of any ornamentation, that looks like snakeskin, chevron, compressed chevrons.
Yes.
Like you see
Okay.
here, you see the chevron
I
pattern
sure
and the
do.
coloration of the stipe, kind of an
Yeah.
orangish.
Mm-hmm. So the
What?
valor material is the right color, but the stipe's not.
Stipe is not.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's this species is so variable. There's a chance that it could be that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it's also variable in that chevron pattern, as it, with the rest of the thing, it sounds like.
Yeah, but you do see at least some indication of a chevron pattern. Here it's kind of bleached out, this type. Just the lighting conditions, I think it's slightly overexposed, so it's kind of difficult to see what the stipe looks like.
I agree with that, because that was going to be my other comment. Could this just be washed out a little bit? There is
Yeah.
something going on.
There's something there, but it's just the usual pulverulence
Yeah.
that you see.
Yeah.
It's not organized in chevrons. Maybe it's too young. Who knows?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I just pulled out the specimen to see if I could see more on it. And I'll take a closer look, but with
Yeah, but in New Jersey, we find varicolors only in the pine barrens, and it is a conifer-associated species. Comes out late in the season, October, November. Sometimes maybe earlier, but typically October and into mid-November.
Look
If
at that.
it's warm enough.
Look at that soil. Looks very sandy.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
that's
likes
really
it likes hard pines. I don't think it likes Pinus strobus, which is a soft pine. But who knows?
Yeah, as I look at the stem, I'm not really seeing the chevrons. There is a little browning, a little color on it just above the um the vulva, or I don't know if we call that a real vulva, but just above there, there's tannish brown coloring that you can't see in my photo, but I am seeing in my specimen.
Yeah, the vulva here, that kind of a flared ring on the bottom of the stipe, that's pseudo ring. No, not this. Below that,
Yeah,
the cursor is pointing to the wrong place. Yeah,
yeah,
this
there
one.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very similar to varicolor, in my opinion.
No, but I mean, in my specimen, just above that, there's actually some orangish color.
Yeah, but it's not organized into chevrons. It's
No, it
just sort of,
doesn't appear.
yeah.
Not that I'm able to see. No.
Well, Maybe one day we'll find out what this is.
Is variicolor in Series Siciliae?
According to Rod, it's not. I have to see. I have to blast the ITS sequence. I have ITS. I have TEF1, and I have RPB2 for 3 New Jersey collections, and I have to see where the ITS comes out. But to my knowledge, it's not. So the synonyms would be Dochiarii and Vulpecula for the species.
Okay.
Well, thanks. I'll definitely try that.
Thanks, Hunter.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, another bleed from Hunter.
Yeah, actually, this one is from New Jersey, I believe. Yeah, it's one Lila didn't post, so I just did it. It's not a great specimen, but kind of interesting. And is that reddening on the pores? Is that from weather or is that?
Yes,
stain?
that's from the weather.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, this looks like Cyanobolitas.
Oh, you think so?
You
Oh.
think
Did you
so?
cut it?
Do we have? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not that much staining.
No, this is Lan Mao pseudosensibilis.
You think so?
I think so.
It's really dark for that.
It's just too dry, too hot. They change color. They just become brown.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at the
it
look
looks
at
like
the.
Cyanobolitas to me, but it's not staining dark enough for that.
It's too robust and it's
Thanks.
not there staining too dark. And look at the flesh of the steppe. It's yellow, and it's less so in the cap, almost whitish. This is typical of old Lanmaoa.
I could see why you said Cyanobolitas, though.
And again, it's very important to see for the bicoloroid mushrooms what happens to the bluing after it ages. Does it go away? Becomes grayish violet, or it becomes brown, like it is the case with pseudosensibilis, which is a great identification trait for that species, amongst other things.
Cool.
So, what happened to the bluing?
That I do not know. I'm so sorry. I didn't collect anything because I was traveling. So
yeah, but the cap is already brown from the get-go, and as this thing dried out, it became even more brown. So I'm pretty certain this is Lan Mao pseudosensibilis.
okay. Yeah, Lila might have the specimen.
She showed pictures to me of a rather mangled mushroom, which is probably this. It was all cut up into pieces, and I gave the same idea, But here, I see the whole mushroom, intact, and have a better picture of what it, looked like in situ.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we have some other leads too. She'll show it hopefully next week. Okay. We can move on. And thank you. So this is back to Illinois, and I am guessing it's Lan Mao because I found last year in a very close to where I found this one that Igor labeled that. And I have this cut as well. But I have not had time to go deeper. I do have this specimen.
Once again, what happened to the bluing?
I'll go look at it. I'll be right back.
Pardon me?
Oh, like since this picture?
I think she went to get the mushroom out of the refrigerator.
Well, in Lan Mao pseudosensibilis, like I said, the changeover from blue to reddish brown in the flesh happens very quickly, often. So you would have both colors, the reddening or the browning developing while other parts are still bluing.
Yeah, the red stem was, how it looked red right away, the outside of the stem, but now all the blue is gone and it's back to yellow.
What, the flesh?
Yep, the flesh of both the stipe and the cap have turned back to yellow.
Okay, then it's not pseudosensibilis because that would remain brown. That would just oxidize brown and stay as such.
What?
Well, how brown? Like pretty dark brown?
Brown enough for you to see. And it's certainly not gray or grayish violet or something like that. That happens with other Lan Maos. Pseudosensibilis definitely stays brown after it's done with its color transition. It just doesn't fade away much.
Okay.
So
I mean, it looks, I would call it yellow. It's not as bright as we see on the right in the stipe. It's not that bright yellow, but it's a day or two old now, so.
well, how about this? Why can't you make another cross-sectional slice
Oh, okay.
and see what's going to happen with that bluing? You should see that some bluing, and then in the next 5-10 minutes, it would be interesting to hear what happens to that. Did you smell this?
Okay, I just got a knife and I'll do that and I can report back.
Did you smell this?
Oh, did I smell it? Yeah, there was no unpleasant odor at all.
No curry or anything like that. No.
No, I didn't pick that
Okay.
up. So it's staining blue the flesh of the cap quite rapidly, but about the same shade, maybe a little darker as we see the flesh I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then the stipe, it's bluing a little bit. It's kind of getting dried out, so.
All right. We'll come back to this,
Yeah.
after 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you'll tell me what happened to the bluing. All right.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
But I do agree this is Lan Mao of some kind, but it's not Pleurotus, and it's not carboni liver because it doesn't smell like curry, and it's not bluing enough, not strongly blue enough for miniato palescens. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Dave, do you have anything to say? Add to that? Any other theories? Something that I might have missed?
No, I just wondered what the bruising on the pores looked like. Yeah, you might also want to bruise the pores again and see what happens.
Okay.
What's let's see the first picture. By the way, the bruising on the pores also should turn brown, very chocolate brown.
Yeah, that should turn real brown for for pseudosensibilis especially. It gets really brown.
No, it's kept its blue color, but where it had been, like wounded or whatever.
Yeah.
And
so my prediction that it's not pseudosensibilis. What color was the cap itself? Was it more pink red or brown?
brown.
Brown. That is more in line with pseudosensibilis.
And that one should smell like something or no?
Sometimes it's pleasant, like fungal, and sometimes it's unpleasant, disagreeable, more like rotten cheese and fish kind of mix. I cannot explain why that happens, but I have collections that were sequenced, gave the same DNA, and the odor was either that or this, or the other one. So
And I'm trying to get a smell off it now. I remember it was a cold morning and I just couldn't get much smell at all. It seems like I'm able to get more smell now, but I'm just not really able to put a finger on it, what it is.
But it's not curry.
I don't believe it's curry. And
Okay, or yeah, I mean, we already know this is not Pelle de Rosea, so
yeah, okay. Wow.
Okay,
Interesting.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Hunter.
it is
Yeah.
interesting. So if you can say this one as well, that would be cool.
Okay, well, great. Thank you.
Just running out of ideas here. You know, by the process of elimination, we arrive at nothing.
Okay, thanks. That would be very cool.
So my conclusion, if maybe something we overlooked, like an unusual presentation for a known species, or maybe it is indeed something that we don't know. So that's why I think it'd be nice to get this thing saved,
Well, thank
just in
you.
case. All right, thanks, Hunter.
Okay.
So let me
Yeah.
know what happens to the bluing in the flesh after some time.
Yeah. Yep, I will.
Okay, thank you, Hunter.
Yeah.
If anybody else has joined who has some
There's
mushroom
one
fungi
more,
to
I
show?
believe. There's
you
one
just
more,
said-
Sue. It's separate. It's not a MO. Do you see it there?
I couldn't hear you, Hunter. You have something?
Oh, I have one more photo. It's a
The picture that's in the bottom here? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think you guys get this, or not all of you do, but I've shown it before, Leccaria ochropurpurea. And it's a really pretty mushroom and fun to find. And I usually find my first one by July, but I didn't find any till this last week. And they're now kind of pretty abundant. So it's a real fibrous stipe. It's hard to cut. It's that fibrous. It is edible and it is eaten, but requires a lot of cooking. And it's just a beautiful mushroom, and it's very easy to know once you find one. The caps are very plain and they're not really purple. They're just sort of this kind of cool cream color. But then when you turn it over, the gills are this really pretty purple. So just thought I'd share because they're pretty.
Is this an oak associate?
It associates with white pine and oak, both, which is interesting. So
Well,
there may be others.
I have found this species in places where there is no oak and there is no white pine.
Yeah, but it is
So-
supposedly mycorrhizal with those.
Yeah, well, the Laccaria mushrooms are mycorrhizal, I believe. I think all the species are.
Yeah, so it's not too picky, I guess.
That's what it seems like to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I find this in a variety of habitat.
Yeah, so you get it in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty common, yeah.
Yeah,
And
same
so,
here.
and most often I find it where there's no oak. I'm trying to think of where I usually find this.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I think I find there's another spot that's like black cherry and like maybe elm and maple and a kind of scrub area. I also find them in, and yeah, neither white pine nor oak.
Now it might associate with beech.
And which we don't have.
Oh,
But
you don't even have that. Okay.
no.
Yeah, so it's probably just not very picky, like you said. And sometimes the caps are darker than these too. Sometimes they're gray. And if you get one with a really thick stipe, then you might want to make sure it's not a quart.
Oh right, a more like bulbous type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that because I've never seen this mushroom in person. That it looks very much like a quart.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's definitely not, so, you know, and when Dave said a thick stipe on the court, that's like, you know, width, but this is so fibrous that you know, like I said, you can't even cut through the stem. So a court you would be able to. But yeah, it's a good warning for anyone out there who's not able to tell the difference that purple quartz are out there too. But this is definitely not them.
Okay, thank you, Hunter.
Yeah, thank you.
Brandon, would you like to go next? It's not quite 8 o'clock yet.
Yeah, sure. Actually, if you want to skip that first one and go
Okay.
right to, I sent in a Laccaria amethystina, I think. Yeah,
I don't see it. Oh, there it is. All right.
just while we were just looking at ochropurpurea. Is that what that one's called?
Yeah.
So this is the purple one that we see. And the colors on this photo, I didn't send in anything, you know, super crazy, but this one kind of threw me a little bit just because when I see amethystina, it's usually pretty proper. But when I read the description of amethystina on Myco Quebec, it said there are no known lookalikes in Ontario. So I assume that's the same, or Ontario, Quebec. So I assume that's the same situation where we are in New Jersey. But anything else to consider here?
Not really, but boy, look at the forks on the gills.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. Right along the margin too.
Yeah, there's here and there different distances.
Mhm.
So look at them all. Wow.
And on the younger one, you know, we were looking at that Laccaria you showed last week, Dave, and you know, we were discussing these things that only have a few, you know, very not, I guess you would call it close, but not tight gills, right?
Yeah, these gills are, I would say, pretty widely spaced.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, I think this more or less fits the description of amethystina. And that one, the cap often fades, but the gills don't. Well, the gills might fade, but they retain some purple
Yeah,
usually.
and I will say these photos definitely washed out. Like this one's in full sunlight, so that color is not true. But the gill shot, it was even more purple than this. You know, it was obviously purple. And then if you go back to the first one, you can see the basal mycelium, especially on the one on the left. It's not quite completely white, which also fits amethystina. You
In
know,
this case, the
purplish.
basal mycelium is this whole big white stuff, or I'm not
Yeah.
seeing the threads. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a good idea, just, you know, maybe a one-off morphology type thing.
Okay. Any other comments on Lacarius? This one is also in a sandy kind of environment, Brandon?
Yeah, it was on the I mean, I was just walking a dry creek bed looking for any kind of moisture. So this was kind of up on the bank of a dried up creek bed.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of that. What kind of trees were around there?
Mostly it was definitely mixed woods. There are parts of this that feel very pine barrensy, but it's not. But there are stretches of actually they're pitch pine. But right here is a lot of tulip trees and beech and maple. So this was kind of a little bit of a hardwood section of that mixed woods.
Interesting. So pretty.
Yeah, and Laccaria are kind of known to, we don't have to go back to the photos or anything, but they are kind of known to be variable, right? They can have weird growth patterns. Sometimes you find a cap growing out of a cap and things like that. So I think that forking is probably just an odd growth of amethystina. But I saved it. I might look at the spores.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you. Want to go back to this Russula?
Yeah, sure. What is cristata? Is this cristata? It's
It's-
more purple than green.
Why would you think? Can you zoom in on that?
Yes.
What makes
I
you
do see a
think-
little bit of purple now. This one.
Yeah, my understanding, it doesn't fit into my understanding of it. But the color can be variable, but I'm not seeing the pattern.
Is this Modesta?
This looks like Modesta to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Or can we zoom in?
Looks like it's got a little bit of a bloom on it. It's got the yellow.
It's more
pale
like
yellow
crust than
center
bloom.
center.
I think these are crusts. It's not bloom. I can see definitely crusty islands.
Oh, I see. Crust. Yeah, near the
Yeah, on the
I
bottom.
see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and
Yeah,
now
yeah,
the first
closer
photo
to the
probably shows
margin.
it best. Yeah,
Oh, the
No,
on top
it-
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to zoom
Oh, I
in on
see.
photos.
yeah,
So this
so
is-
maybe you're right.
Crustosa probably group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the flesh really dense?
Pretty dense.
Pretty dense, yeah. The crustosa and the similar ones have dense flesh. And the inside of the stipe is the outer part of the stipe is kind of dense and hard also, but the inside is chambered.
Is this the first photo in the observation? Can we
This
go
is the
back?
first photo. Oh, this. Oh, I
Yeah,
see
there you
it
go. Go ahead
sideways.
and zoom in, please. Yeah, it's crustose, in my opinion.
Definitely
I've
so.
never seen it that purple. That's cool.
I think we've seen a crustosa that had both sort of yellowish brown and purplish tinges at some of the past forays this year. I can't remember exactly where I saw that.
There's this crustosa type species that I had sequenced through a mycoflora, I'm pretty sure. Let me try to find the name of that. I can find it because it'll just be in my mycoflora project. I'll put a link. If it looks like this, I'll see if it seems similar.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because I never know. We look at a lot of things at forays, especially Igor, you know this, that get the name Crustosa, that doesn't look right. But I don't know how to kind of work through those different quilted type deals. That can be
Yeah,
kind of purplish.
it's more
or
complicated.
Yeah.
We already know there are two quote unquote parvovirescens. One of them is parvovirescens, the other one is something else, but they look very, very similar and they have very different ITS sequences. So the same thing is going on with this crustosa. It's most likely a species group. Two or more species in there. Or, again, an alternative theory, it's one species with a highly variable morphological profile, which happens all the time in fungi.
Right. I think in Russula particularly.
Yeah, it's a large genus, so chances are that there are doppelgangers, for a lot of species, or
Alright, cool.
a good number of species. Let me put it this way.
Nice. Well, thanks. Let's move on.
Next one is Messina.
Hemileccinum. I mean, the thing that stands out here, and we're going to have to zoom in on the foot. Just click on the photo and then where you want to zoom. The foot is very, I mean, it has tufts of hair, which I've just kind of never seen in something that I would consider Hemileccinum, and maybe this is something different. But I thought that was interesting, at least.
Let's see the whole thing. We probably know what this is. It's in the Pine Barrens. Just want to see the cap. Oh yeah, this is rubropunctum.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to call it rubropunctum. I think I have a shot of the stipe apex as well coming up.
Yeah, rugulose cap, bright yellow pores. Stipe is scruffy and densely red. It can be densely red. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely, and the odor. Remember, it smells like old cigarette butts.
Yeah, I never get that smell, but maybe that's
Sometimes it's not there, but it often smells like that. It has that peculiar kind of unpleasant scent.
Yeah. And even beyond the scent, because I know it can, and I have found some that do have the odor, and it is very much cigarette butts, right? But what was throwing me here was that almost like locos foot, with the dense tufts of hairs. It looks like.
Well, it is Hemileccinum after all. So
yeah. Okay. Right.
So they do have these scruffy scaber-like projections, flakes of these stipe tissue.
Okay. Cool.
Subglybripes has that as well, and we actually saw one example of subglybripes at the Comophorae, which kind of stumbled me first because I don't find that species in New Jersey, maybe twice in the last 15 years. But in the north, New England, it's widespread. But if you don't come across a species for a while, you forget about it, and then you see it. And I'm like, what is this thing? So yeah, they all have that to some extent. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate that. I just never noticed it before, probably.
Why does it have the name Hemi in front of Leccinum? Is that indicative of some feature I'm not noticing?
Yeah, Hemi means half of.
Right. So what's half of it?
Well, it's just it looks like Leccinum, but it's not true Leccinum. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It doesn't have scabers, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have the true kind of scabers. Yeah.
Yeah, so Hemileccinum subglybripes sometimes has very small punctate ornamentation that's sort of like scabers, but I think there's at least two species that have gone by the name Hemileccinum subglybripes, and I
Yes,
think they
correct.
might have northern and southern distribution. In
Actually, there are three species.
Three.
One of them,
okay.
I gave a provisional name of Enigmaticum. And then there's another one that Kuo thinks is subglybripes, but I got that one covered too from North Carolina. So it's also kind of more southern in distribution. So yeah, so we have three taxa, or I should say four taxa in the subglybripes rubropunctum clade. Two of each plus the other two species.
Yeah, the one that was at Coma, I think that was the same one I saw. Actually, I think I was the one who suggested the ID. but it didn't have really a punctate stalk, which was kind of made me wonder a little bit. But otherwise, it looked like subglabripes.
No, coma was definitely subglabripes. That was a single large fruiting body.
Yeah, it was a single large fruiting body. Right, that was the
Yeah,
one.
and in my mind, it was unmistakably subglabripes. There's just nothing like it, and it's up north, so that's what they have.
Yeah, you get a lot of it in New England
Mhm.
and the Adirondacks, especially the Adirondacks. I find a lot of it there. Anyway, I put 2 links in the chat. One is my observation that I had mentioned, and the other is Michael Quebec for Russula flocculosa. It is related to Russula crustosa. And if you go to the link on Michael Quebec, see the chambers in the stalk? But it's very dense. The flesh is very dense except for these chambers. But if you go to the link on Michael Quebec, you'll see variable cap colors, and some of them have the little crusty patches. So I'd say that's probably a possibility. Look at that first photo on Michael Quebec. That looks not all that different, really. See the really variable cap color.
But it doesn't have the crusts
The first photos had the crusts.
of crustosa. Well, it could be
Look at
just cracked. I think it's just cracked. It's not crust. It's just a cracked surface.
Okay, just cracked. All right, so maybe it's not that.
So back to crustosa.
Does seem to be variably colored though, so which is the case for a lot of these things.
Yeah, I presume all those Michael Quebec collections have been sequenced.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how do you tell these? How can you tell all these are the same?
Right.
Move on to next one from Brandon.
Yeah, what is that? Nigroporus, vinosus. Yeah, this is the thing I find sometimes. And if you want to talk about variable, maybe I'm finding different things every time, but they always key out to be this thing. Very dark, hints of, wine red, venosus makes sense, right? Always kind of concentrically zonate on the cap. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've never found this species. Is this a Pine Barrens thing?
I don't think so. And you're going to want to zoom in on the pores because when I found this thing, it was very dry. So it's like, is that a sterium that dried, to a dark coloration? But it does have very, very small pores.
Yeah, it's probably just something with a southern distribution.
I believe that to be true. Just kind of reaches right around southern New Jersey and doesn't go much west of that or north of that. And it looks like it has a stipe. It doesn't have a stipe. That was just the resupinate bit that formed this kind of shoehorn pattern when it became reflexed.
This looks like it's on hardwood though, right?
It's not growing from the top stick. It probably is from hardwood. But this is mixed woods.
And it looks like a white rotter, I guess.
I mean, how reliable is that when there's 5 fungi?
5 fungi in the same log, yes.
On the same stick,
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you happened to look it up and whether it was indeed a white rotter or.
I think I have in the past. I think it is. But I think I've decided what are you doing when there are, there's sterium on it, there's this, there's some decrepit polypore also growing on it. So
Yeah, but we don't see any of the brown cubicle rot that we would
No.
expect if it was a brown rotter.
correct.
Well, I'm going to join others in saying that I've never seen this before in the Pine Barrens or anywhere else. So,
So Brandon, you gonna have the sequence, or you already did that many times?
No, I think it's, just because people don't see it. I don't know if it's all that uncommon. I've seen it 4 or 5 times. Every time that I found it, someone has come across the post at some point and been like, yeah, that's it, that you would trust. So
Yeah.
I think I recognize it at this point, but I should have one sequence. I've never had a successful sequence of a polypore, though. So
Oh, I can understand that. Do we have a map of this? Do we have?
yeah, you have it. You could just click on it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to get to here from my windows here. Is it up on
I'm
the top
working
or
on the
bottom?
Mo in the species, and there's quite a few observations. Only one page, so probably less than 120, and all of them seem to come from the south. So it is a southern species. I think the northern cutoff is actually in PA, bordering on New Jersey, in Philadelphia.
Michael Quebec does not even have a page for the species.
Yeah, well, I think we know why. It's
Yeah,
just it's not. It's basically found barely above the Mason-Dixon line. Otherwise,
Right.
it's just
Yeah, there
a
you
lot
go.
of collections from Georgia observations, North Carolina, some from Missouri, Mississippi, quite a few from Texas, and also Florida, and some in Virginia, and a couple in Maryland, and only one from apparently PA, if that's correctly identified. I have to open that one up just to see what it is.
Oh, well, Nicole has seen it. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, and it could. I mean, it probably is a good candidate for sequencing projects.
Looks right. That MO observation from Philadelphia looks right.
Mm.
And then, yeah, I think this is my last one.
Veiled oyster.
On a Pleurotus levis, but this one, it doesn't check a couple of the boxes that you're looking for with levis. And I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen dryinus. Glad I pronounced that correctly. Because it doesn't have the tomentose foot, but this thing's very young, so it probably is levis.
Well, there was this big discussion a few years ago about, are any of these dry, how do you say dryinus? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if this does occur, if we do find this anywhere, then this would seem to be a pretty good candidate because it has a ring from a partial veil. See it? And
Yeah.
look at the appendiculate margin. So this had a veil.
Yeah. And I've kind of proposed dryinus many times and been shot down every time.
That guy from Vermont will come on and tell you you're wrong no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. But I agree. Every time I find one that I'm like, hey, maybe that's it. I try to do a good job of documenting why. And right there, as you mentioned, that ring is unmistakable. The foot is not tomentose. Levis likes to really have thick mycelium at the base.
Yeah, it's like they're hairy on the
Hair,
lower parts.
right? hairy.
Yeah, this one's pretty young though, but I'm
It
going to
is
look
young,
at Michael
yeah.
Quebec and see
Yeah.
what they say.
But always like to start a discussion about this thing and just come back to, yeah, it's levis every time.
Michael Quebec has a page for it, Dryanis, and they're calling it the veiled oyster. And the first photo looks an awful lot like yours. I'll put the page in the chat.
Oh, I just saw Sue went down in the comments. I didn't know that
That he
that
replied.
person from Vermont jumped in there, and
And
yeah.
then he did all this to say, I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
That is funny. This is the Michael Quebec version.
Yeah, and they show that little thin ring on the upper stalk. Yep, there it is. And the somewhat this one has a little bit of an appendiculate margin. So I don't know, I mean, personally, I would call that thing Dryanis, but then all these people tell you you're wrong. So
Yeah,
the appendiculate margin on that one.
it's been my experience with these things. I've just kind of called them all levis.
Yeah.
I
scared to use that name,
Every time I put in the comments for this thing, like, somebody tell me I'm wrong, please.
Yeah. But as you can see here, there's a lot of photos. I guess that's still Michael Quebec, right? Yeah, and,
yes.
and a number of them look just like yours, Brandon.
Yeah, I agree.
I just went back and looked at mine. No ring. I called mine levis.
The other thing one of the things that I read somewhere, you were just kind of highlighting it, I think, Sue, was the texture on the cap when it's young. If you can go back to a cap shot, it's almost
On
you're
yours?
just looking at, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough to make out because it's pure white. But it has these little crustose things like we were just looking at, little tufts with Russula crustosa. It's not completely smooth.
Yeah, it looks like a golf ball on the right.
Yep. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's one
And
of
that's how it is on Michael Quebec.
all the times I've applied the name, if I were to apply the name Dryanis, I would do it with this one. But that guy from Vermont already came in and was like, "Yep, it's definitely the levis." So,
I mean, he wrote a lot, but does that guy have decent credentials?
he's spent more time with it than I have, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah, anybody who spends even more than Igor writes has got to be interested in this.
Oh, wow.
I mean, really, that's quite a lot. So anybody who wants to go read that can go to Observation under 9 Naturalists. Unless Brandon wants to read it to you, but it doesn't look like he's read it yet, so.
Well, I've read it like
Oh, you
3 or
have?
4
Okay.
times. It's a form thing. He probably you know,
Copies and
I
pastes.
think that guy posts this explanation every time
right.
he tells you it's not Dryaenus.
Oh, okay. He's got it's already canned in his
Yeah, I think
one
he's got
letter.
like a document with this written in it.
Or all you have to do is propose Pleurotus Dryaenus, and you'll get this message.
Yeah, I think he's on some like notification list for that species.
All right. Well, here's the one that they claim is Dryaenus, right? And he agrees because it's got DNA behind it. Oh, it didn't give me just one. It gave me 20. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to knock. He definitely has spent enough time on this to speak on it. He knows it for sure.
And his map of the official ones are way north of us only. And not so bad, this one. New York.
Yeah, there's so few. It's sort of remarkable.
Well, for years, I mean, I think both these things were, before sequencing came about, they were both Dryaenus, and levis was the newer name, right?
I think so.
I don't know. I think both those names have been around for a little while.
Okay, well, I
But
think that's it for you, Brandon.
Yeah, I collected it. It's laid out. It'll be dried, so maybe it'll get sent in. Most likely not. Just sit in the back of my refrigerator for a while.
You should try growing that one.
I was thinking about eating it. It looks really good. And I was talking to someone recently who says they love this one when it's young, the caps in particular. So I almost ate it, but I decided to save it.
Yeah, it's pretty dense, so you slice it really thinly.
Save a spore print. Something tells me that thing would be real cool growing out of the side of a bag.
Well, they get huge. I mean, they get dinner plate sized.
Yeah, the first one I found was like that. I was shocked.
Well, cool. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Brandon. Is anybody else who has joined would like to share anything that they have not sent an email in for? Let us know by typing in the chat or speaking up.
I can go a little bit later.
Bianca, is that you?
It is.
Okay. Okay. Well, Dave's the only other one up. Dave, you want to go next?
Yeah, if Bianca wants to go, she can go.
Okay.
I'm driving, so I can't. How about you go first?
Sure. Okay.
Hey, coma results.
Yeah, a few things from coma. So it's a fairly uncommon polypore. Grows on poplar, true poplar, not tulip poplar. That's not a poplar. Inocutis rheades. It's pretty distinctive actually. It's kind of a yellowish, somewhat zoned cap. It's not rock hard, but it's very dense, and the pore surface bruises reddish brown, or at least brown, as you can see there. So that was a nice find. So it was Igor, Rick Vandepol, and myself. We were walking this trail at Kent Falls State Park. That was actually a pretty good day. That location turned out to be pretty good, actually, I thought. Because of the variable habitat, we managed to find some different things. So this one fooled me. I thought this was Climacocystis borealis, a young one growing at the base of a hemlock, because that's where Climacocystis borealis grows, at the base of a hemlock. And this is what it looked like the next day after it dried out a little bit. It looks completely different. So on the right is the upper, you see the upper surface, and on the left you see the pore surface, but it doesn't look anything like those in situ photos. Look how except for these ones right here. Actually, if you go back to that other in situ photo, the ones that are on the right there, they look like maybe they're a little bit older, and they do look a little bit like the dried out version. So I thought it was Climacocystis borealis, and Rick was pretty adamant about he called it Postia balsameus. And
Is that even in the Bassett book? Because I'm not.
well, it might be in there as Spongiporus or Spongipilus. What does the observation say? I think I said. Oh, by the way, do you guys prefer if I send INAT observations or MO observations? What are you more comfortable with browsing? Because I do both all the time anymore.
Well, INAT doesn't require a login, so that's helpful for some people.
That's some people being me.
Yes, the unmentionable one. Yes. But there could be other people online who are joining us who don't have access. So our naturalists might be more comfortable for them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's more popular. I ran into some young guys at Coma I was speaking with when we were identifying stuff at the outdoor table, and I mentioned Mushroom Observer, and the one guy was like, "What's that?" He didn't even know what it was. So more people probably know about iNaturalist. But anyway, it's an interesting identification. And Rick said that it tastes disgustingly bitter. I didn't taste it. But the first thing he asked me was, did I taste it? And I said, no, because I thought I knew what it was just by looking at it. But I may have misidentified this same thing as Climacocystis borealis in the past. I'll have to look through some of my old observations.
Yeah, the Bassett book does list this, the name that you have now, as a comment on the borealis that you just mentioned.
Oh, really? Oh, so they say it's similar.
Well, it's mentioned.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
96.
at least a little bit reassuring.
Are you talking Climactodon?
No,
Borealis?
Climacocystis. Different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Climacodon grows high up on maple trees. This Climacocystis thing grows at the bottom of hemlock trees, but this is not that. Rick was pretty adamant, and he knows polypores really well. So,
Oh yeah, I was just confused about
the name.
Right,
the
yes.
name.
Yep. Yeah, because this picture right here actually looks a little bit like Climacodon.
It does. In the Bassett book, yes, indeed.
So that was it. I thought that was interesting observation. I mean, I found some polypores that I didn't know or that were pretty uncommon. Usually, I
Or
don't
at
get very
least you
excited.
thought were interesting,
Yeah, I usually don't get that excited about polypores, but that one I did because it totally fooled me. That Inocutis rheades is, I mean, that's just a pretty unique species. I mean, is there another Inocutis? I don't think I know of any.
I think there is.
Yeah,
There is?
yeah. The rheades is not the Inocutis that I think of when I think
Oh,
of
really? Oh, there's
Inocutis.
another Inocutis. Okay.
Yeah, what's the other one? I'll look it up.
Well, there's at
Go on,
least
though.
7 or 8 of them that's listed in the book.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm way off there.
But we need to look at more polypores because we're lacking here. So this is good.
Dryophilus is the one I see a lot, Inocutis dryophilus, but there are quite a
Are you
few.
sure that's not Inocutis?
Um,
No, Inocutis.
yeah, it is in
Gymnopilus.
notice. I'm sorry, but there's still more. There's Inocutis levis, believe it or not, and
Oh, geez.
yeah, and Inocutis jamaicensis, which maybe is in Jamaica.
Sounds like it's found in Jamaica.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm seeing at least those. But yeah, no, my bad. There might not be that many others in North America. Do you know the other one, Brandon, that you were thinking of? Oh, Ludoviciana.
No, I don't remember it, but I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Oh, okay. And so I am seeing Inocutis dryophylla.
Yes.
Oh, so there's an Inonotus dryophilus and an Inocutis
Yeah, dryophylla.
dryophilus.
Yeah,
Dryophylla.
I was gonna say Inocutis dryophilus, but I think there is an Inocutis that is not Inonotus dryophilus. An oak-associated Inocutis.
Yeah, I think it's dryophylla, and they just sound very much the same, but they are two different species.
Yeah, and they all seem to have very dark reddish kind of caps.
Because the Inonotus one, that tends to grow more at the base of oaks, I believe, whereas this Inocutis is higher up. Dryophylla, but I don't know. I'm not positive.
Yeah, we're getting away from it a little bit. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Inocutis myself later on to see.
well, I think this is I'm just talking about other species, right? Not trying to say this is that. I don't know
Yeah.
this thing.
No, I understand. No, I understand. Then maybe I'll end up learning something if I just
Yeah.
do a little research on Inocutis. So thanks.
Learn the genus more. Okay, we're up to this one, the second one, right? That's one we just saw. Yes. Okay, another Amanita. Boy, this looks very familiar.
But the vulva on that, interesting.
Well, it just broke out of the universal veil. Rick found this near a stream in an area where we found practically nothing else except for a few polypores. But it's a really interesting species of section vaginatae. So I think John Plischke probably took a sample for sequencing. It's a good one. I don't have a name for it.
Cool.
Looks like it's going to have a nice zonate cap, dark in the middle. So I did have a few suggestions, maybe elongatior, but it's hard to tell these things by the way they look anyway. So I just thought it was a pretty cool mushroom.
Yeah, cool specimen.
Could you
really
please zoom into the map? I would like to see the location because
I
was
may
there.
not have the location correct. I might have to edit that.
Let's zoom in and see what it is anyway. I just want to get
Yeah, it's
the.
probably wrong. I wasn't even sure where we were.
No, we found this at this pullout, the last location.
The last location, it was just
Yeah, where
like
we had
parking by a rodent. Yeah,
where we had to cross the stream.
right.
And
If you know where that is,
yeah,
you know,
I will find
send
that
me an
spot.
email and I'll edit the observations. There's
Yeah,
only a few of them.
I will try to find a spot. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know where it was. I
No,
created some gigantic area on MO.
No,
You know?
it didn't come from the Wyandotte, whatever state forest. It was at that other place of Route 4 in
Right.
Connecticut.
Yeah. I know it wasn't the state forest. I just threw it in there. But yeah, I was hoping somebody would correct me on that.
Yeah,
So
I
you
will
can
send
do
you a
that.
correction. Hopefully, I'll find the place. All right, sounds
Right.
good.
Now here's some little Inocubaceae things that Joe, who does a lot of microscopy at a lot of the forays, like he said this was Pseudosperma remosum, but Pseudosperma remosum is like it's pretty big, and it's got the really strongly radially not quite striate but streaked caps that tear apart.
Ramos.
I don't think this is Pseudosperma remosum. I think it's something else. They're very small for that species. Look, they're pretty much mature too. The gills are darkened. We did find Pseudosperma remosum, or at least what I would call Pseudosperma remosum. They're like 4 times the size of these.
Did you or they do any micro on these?
Well, the thing is, yes, I'm sure Joe did micro, but with these Pseudosperma and Inosperma, the micro is often so similar. There's no pleurocystidia. There's bunches of chylocystidia that look like club-shaped balloons, and spores that are ellipsoid to bean-shaped. Now, the one thing I should have asked Joe, but there's just not only so much time to discuss things because these big forays can be so hectic, and he was busy doing a lot of stuff. But I think it's Pseudosperma. I think that's the one that has the spores that are wider than 6 microns, and Inosperma spores that are narrower than 6 microns. That's according to Brandon Matheny on his key to the Inocubaceae. I might have that backwards, but at least that's one thing you can look at. But honestly, I think these things need to be sequenced, before you know what they are. So
Yeah,
I did
I
mention.
I agree with they're very small. That cap does not look Rimos for especially for Rimosum, which the
Yeah,
name is pretty well applied there. It
yeah.
always has that Rimos cap.
These do not look
So
like Remosum to me.
yeah, I think I agree.
So I think what happened was Joe thought they were he saw them and he thought they were a true Inocybe. And I think I said to him also that I thought they were a true Inocybe because a lot of times these really small ones are. And he probably scoped it a little bit, found no pleurocystidia, and then, just kind of defaulted to something that he's used to seeing. And because a lot of the ones because Pseudosperma remosum is pretty common. And if this is a Pseudosperma or an Inosperma, the micro would probably be very similar.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, so thanks for your opinion on that. That was pretty much my thinking.
Okay, before we go on, has Hunter got any feedback from her slicing of that bolete?
Oh yeah, let's see about the
Yeah, I
bolete.
was wondering about that too.
It's gone back to where it started, so all yellow.
Yeah, this is not pseudosensibilis then.
Is it even
Yeah,
a
that's-
Lanmaoa then? I mean, if it's not really fading to a sort of a little darker.
It's a little darker, than
Oh, okay.
the bright yellow, but
No, that's the wrong one.
kind of the same as we started tonight. I mean, where it started tonight.
That's not it.
That's not the one.
Yeah, keep looking.
Yeah, it's the wrong one.
It's probably one of the first ones.
It's not that one.
Maybe. No.
No. Didn't I hit all three of them yet?
You're running out of observations, Sue.
I'm glad I'm not playing the lotto.
Yeah, the smell is, I mean, it's kind of smelled to
Okay, this one.
for sure.
There we are.
All right, so Hunter, it went all blue, and then you're saying it went back to yellow?
Yeah, it's well, brown actually. Yeah, yellow. Mhm.
Yeah, well,
Actually, the pores are brown now.
All the
Dave,
pores are brown.
Yeah. Now.
Dave, you don't think this is sensibile or miniato pearlescence, right? It's just not the right.
No, that
No.
thing gets really, really dark blue.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
entirely.
we saw it at the Como foray. I didn't have to scratch it because the presentation of it was so similar to what you posted on the Mao,
Yeah.
and those collections have been sequenced, so I didn't have to do anything about that one.
Yeah, that's really dark blue staining completely on inside the mushroom, and also on the pores. I believe it's also pretty much the same. But if this would, but Hunter just said the blue. She so Hunter, you bruise the pores a little bit, and it turned blue and then turned brown.
Yeah, they're now looking brown.
Well, that sounds like Lanmaoa, at least. And
Well, it
sounds
is
a little bit like
Lanmaoa, I think.
Lanmaoa. Yes,
But yeah,
but
definitely dry it. You know,
I will
like
do
said,
it.
you know, it doesn't fit anything that we know about Lanmaoa. You know, there are 7 species in this country, in the east, and it just doesn't fit any of them, as far as
Okay.
I can see.
I'll get on it. Thanks.
Bianca, are you ready to show what you have before we continue back with Dave?
Well, I don't want to sound rude, but Dave, are you good to go?
oh no,
to continue?
show what you have.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't have anything all that. I mean, I think everything's interesting. You know, so
Yeah, he's got another 5. There'll be more time, but we'll run a little over.
yeah, whatever. If we get through
You
them,
get in.
we do. If we don't, that's okay. Let's see what you have.
I'll need you to stop sharing so I can share,
Yes.
please.
Trying to get over there. Right window. Stop share.
So this is all from today. Let's see what I don't have very many, but a couple of ones that are a little bit more surprising. So I have this guy. So this was found on a, there's two, one attached to the other, and I have it here, actually, that piece that you're looking at. It was found on, it was actually a conifer, and I've never seen this. I've never seen a shelf mushroom on a conifer. This is dry. It's actually, you know, late stage and has been dried, but the conifer was out of like a pretty foul smelling bog. So let me get the other side. That's the top of it. And I do have it here, and I could probably wash it. And I have the younger specimen underneath of it. Let me just show it.
What does the
It would be
underside look
very
like?
useful. It would be very useful to zoom in because, you know, I cannot see very well. These photos are too small.
How about I just share my camera? Oh, sorry, wrong way. Where's the other direction? So, how do I do the other direction? This is, all right, whatever. So this is, I'll try to do this well, under a light, oh, wrong way. So this is, trying to get it to focus, sorry.
That was
Seems
even
backward.
smaller for us.
So again, it's already dried. It was dried when I found it, but it has these brownish orange I'll get it to turn around.
Do the pores look like gills?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
they are
Gloeo-
gills.
Yeah, so it's
Gloeophyllum.
Gloeophyllum sepiarium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Say
Are
that
the
again.
gills wavy or they're straight?
They
Yeah,
are
should be
definitely wavy,
wavy.
but I
yeah.
didn't know if that was because it was dry.
No, that's what it looks like.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
No,
this is.
I was thinking it was something else, but this is out of its character, out of its maybe a region or something like that. I was thinking more of the Pseudomenurulus curtisiae.
Oh, well, that one is soft and really, really wavy.
And
Yeah, really
those
wavy.
gill-
That's why I asked if the gills were really
Yeah.
wavy.
Yeah, but
And
these guys are
those-
wavy too, but this is like a rigid polypore. Grows
Well,
on
I couldn't tell from the picture if they were really
Yeah,
rigid or
yeah.
not.
Yeah, okay.
the gills on Pseudomurulus are hardly, if you see them in real life, they're hardly gills. They're just kind of wrinkles.
Yeah, it's a stretch calling them gills, really. Yeah.
No, these are definitely gills. Very, very much so.
Yeah, that's what that is. Mhm.
No,
Someone can
Pseudomenurulus
confirm
has gills, except that they're very wavy. I mean, we saw one at Coma, and I looked at it more carefully. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're fairly shallow, but not like in chanterelles. So I wouldn't even call them pseudogills. They're actually gills, but they're fairly. The blades themselves are not very tall.
And it looks like it has a yellow spore print because the one was over the other one.
Oh, I think
Yes, dark
I
yellow,
don't remember.
brown.
I don't
Well,
remember
no.
the spore print.
No, it's
doesn't
supposed to be
seem to be
white,
dark.
white for a sepiarium.
Oh, is it white?
Yeah.
Maybe it's tinted because it's on the yellow cap. Okay. All right. That's one. Let me see if I can show the next one. I've seen these, but I keep forgetting the name of them.
Probably rubropunctum, Hemileccinum.
Let me show you the cap and case.
Yeah, we need to zoom in a little bit more. I mean, these. Yeah. And the other picture, please.
Yep.
You're thinking that ashtray bolete.
Yeah, I think it's the ashtray bolete.
Did you smell it, Bianca?
Did I smell it? Nothing that I would say smelled like an ashtray, honestly.
Like cigarette butts. It's pretty disgusting chemical kind of a odor. But yeah, I mean, this type is consistent in the pores with, and this is in the in the outer pine barrens, so to speak. Probably, right? Where was this found?
Of course. So this was same park as last time, the Shark River.
Yeah. We found rubropunctum there when we were at Shark River. 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
All right. So here, there was this guy. So this looks very much like a Ganoderma, but I wasn't expecting it to have the white on all sides.
It's just
It
young.
Yeah, it's
Just
just a
very
young
young?
one. Is this by a hardwood tree? It looks like
It
maybe
is, yeah. I think it's
maple
oak.
or oak there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a
Curtisiae?
young curtisiae.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's
All right.
good stipe. Keep going back to that one.
Okay.
And
All
it's
right. I
got
can do
it's
that.
got some yellow in it too, doesn't it? In the middle look like it was yellow.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, there's usually yellow on curtisiae.
All right. Let's see. Then there's this guy. Pretty tall, large one. I'm assuming Angel of Death.
Yep. That is
Probably.
oozing out of it.
See the need to see the bottom of this
Oh,
stipe.
it's definitely a destroying angel. Look at the ornamentation on the stipe. Yeah. No question about it. There we go.
There,
Limbe.
okay, there it is.
All right. Thank you for that confirmation. Then there was this guy. Two of them next to each other.
Odimansiella furfuraceae.
Yeah, it's a Honimansiella, but is this maybe the brown one?
I think it's for no, it's not Rufobrunium. It's the usual furfuraceae.
Yeah, well, that's usually what they are. I guess the other one though, you need to. I mean, if it was, then yeah, there's no staining on the gills, so yeah, it's furfuraceae.
Okay.
So rubrobrunium stains on the gills and furfuraceae does not.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to double check that, and I think Rubrobrunium also has marginate gills. I'm not sure. I'll check that.
What's Lauren was walking around calling that something. She had some other name for it, and it was stuck in my head for days.
Zerula, Hymenopilus.
Heminopilus. Yeah, Heminopolis.
So I think this is a Russula, but it was very large for what I've seen and very dark. I'm used to seeing a brighter red cap. If I took the other side. Any thoughts for the potential for this as a Russula?
This is
Oh
definitely
yeah,
a
I think it's
Russula.
impressive.
Okay, just checking. It wasn't used to that kind of waviness at the ends.
It's probably just drying out.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cap color is this deep vinaceous red. There's a species that John Burkhardt likes to call, maybe something like Vinacea.
Yeah, well,
I think,
that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Finaceum. It's purplish and with like a darker center usually, sometimes almost black in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of looks like Lectarius, but I'm not used to that reddish middle. Let me show the underside. What do you think?
I don't think this is a Lectarius.
Oh,
Nah, I don't think so either.
Maybe a Laccaria.
okay.
Maybe could it be another Audimonciella?
No, this is not a Manciella for
Well,
sure.
usually those go straight into the ground.
The colors
yeah,
are wrong.
I agree, Laccaria. Probably not Udimantiella.
Yeah, and,
Oh.
and the cap is not corrugate. It's just plain flat.
Yeah,
So
pretty smooth. Okay.
smooth, yeah.
I missed the cap shot. What color was it?
Me
I'll show you.
too. Can we see it?
Of course. Has like an orange on the outside and then goes towards like a rosy pink in the middle.
Down on that river trail.
Yes. No, it wasn't on the river's edge. It was on the green one, cedar.
Hmm.
And there's a little one coming in right in front of it, is it? Or is
No, that's just a stone. It's a peat gravel.
another
And I don't think
stone?
I don't think this is the same either.
No.
I don't think it's the same one. So Laccaria probably then.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. Best guess, Laccaria. If those are the only two photos we have.
Yeah, sorry. I can go back and get another one another day. This is a trumpet that I saw. Thought it was very cute, but I'd never seen them brown like that. I thought it was more dark.
Oh, nice. Lucky. That's it. That has become my favorite mushroom due to the smell. It's so intoxicating, I think. But yeah, the color can vary, and there's more than one species, but it's still black trumpet. So
Yeah,
phalanx.
most of the ones in the east are phalanx, and if you want to confirm that, if you get a spore print, it'll be like yellowish orange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love.
Okay.
Yeah, their look is really neat.
Dave, apart from the, phalanx type things, does that separate genus, the blue one that starts with the P that I can't think of, that exists in the Northeast as well, right?
The blue chanterelle.
Yeah, it starts with the P, the genus.
The genus starts with P.
I can't think of it right now.
I think that's a Western species, though, for the most part.
Okay.
Like a Rocky Mountain species. Let me see what I can find.
It's in the Baroni book for sure. So let me find that name.
Polyozelus. Polyozelus multiplex.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I think I saw that once a long time ago. I mean, I'm talking like 35 years ago, and that would be the only time I saw it. And I think that's what it was 35 years ago.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty distinctive looking, right?
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so this is another one. I'm hoping to stump the experts with this one. Let's see how I do. This is the top, and this is the underside.
Another Russula.
Is it really? Oh, that's a bummer.
Russula.
That was too easy. All right,
Then
this is a dry.
compacta.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think that's compacted. But was there any brown bruising? Like if you handled it, did the stalk get a little bit brown?
It didn't seem to. No.
I don't think I saw any on the other photo. Nah,
did you try to peel the cuticle?
I did not. I also didn't think it was a Russula.
Did you smell it?
Yes, it smelled florally. I don't know how to describe
so it didn't
that.
smell like fish or anything like that, or
No, I'm familiar with compacta.
Okay, yeah,
yeah. There's an orange Zarampolina type thing too that smells like shrimp, but that's the one that bruises brown a little bit.
Okay.
Like barley.
Barley, yeah. I couldn't think of the name. Right, barley.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a name here, even though it may not be that.
Yeah, I don't think it's that, but the cap is similarly colored.
Let's see if I have any others. Just one very dry one, but I think it still might be obvious.
Ay. An unhappy Amanita sectional lepidella.
Here's the cap. You're very unhappy, yes.
Yeah, very unhappy. Do you have a shot of the bulb?
Just the one that you saw earlier.
Can we please zoom in? Yeah.
That's all right.
Tough to tell you, but I think it's a lepidella by the looks of it. Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, who knows what this is? Even if it were fresh,
it's weird the way the bulb, like the stalk is straight, and then the bulb is fairly abrupt. It's not Amanita abrupta.
I thought about that too.
That's weird the way the bulb is kind of abrupt. It almost has like a little, demarcation between the bulb and the stem.
Yeah, it kind of flares out, but there's like a border. There's like a line, like
A border, right?
a crease of some kind there. Yeah.
Otherwise, I might suggest Rhopalopus because that one has like a smooth bulb, I think.
It's usually vertically cracked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, I thought about Rhopalopus, but yeah, I mean it's just too far gone.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to make a real reasonable proposal, even if that's right. We're going to be wondering,
Thank you.
how useful
Also a
that.
question. Are all green russulas edible?
Russula variata is oftentimes green. It is edible if starving. In other
What does
words,
that mean?
it's not that good.
It
Oh,
could be even bitterish, I think, right?
Yeah,
Or,
it's a little bit bitterish. It's not very good. Russula aeruginescens, I think that's the name. You can probably eat that one too, but I'm guessing it's, pretty much mediocre at best.
better.
The ones that are, you need to find the one with the quilted cap surface, the one where the cuticle breaks apart into patches.
The
That one's good.
cristata one, or in the cristata group, or parvovirescens.
Yes.
Yeah, parvovirescens or crustosa, which I guess can be a little bit green. So this is the one you're worried about. Let's see the gills. We need to see the gills here. Are they forked? No, those gills don't look forked. They look pretty widely spaced too.
I don't know. I think they look forked to me.
Oh, I think I see some forks near the margin.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
see
that's
some-
probably variata then.
Very, I see lots of forking. At least that's how I interpret it.
So is this good or bad?
Yeah, variata is probably not a good edible.
All right.
There's also a russula that smells like parsley called redolence, and the English word derived from that is redolent, smelly, or aromatic, whatever. So that one may not be a great edible either, but could be just disagreeable in taste.
Fair. Well, I was hoping to have number 18 of my species having eaten, but now I'm just going to stick with 17 personally foraged have eaten. So too bad.
I don't think any of the russulas here are going to be like deadly poisonous. I think there's like the one that you have to be aware of or beware of is the blackening russula nigricans, but that's European, and those actually killed people. In Japan, I think somewhere or other, there were like a series of deadly poisonings with that russula. But we have a number of blackening russulas in this country, and they're often given European names with something that I disagree with. But who knows, if they're edible or not. I'm not going to try them. And I encourage you from trying them too.
No, I think I'll pass. Thanks.
Yeah, they're from the Russula compacta group, even though they look very different from compacta, but they have the same characteristics, very hefty, hard flesh, non-peeling cuticle. But compacta doesn't stain black, it just browns, where these things stain red and then black or directly black. Anyway, so do not eat those. That's the bottom line.
Good idea. Thank you.
Oh, there's one of the red and black staining ones. I missed that. I needed to take a break.
Yeah, like you Dave, you were at the coma table talk before everybody left.
Right.
Professor Itzi Hull said something about the simulants not staining red or going directly black, and I thought that was not the. I didn't think that was true. They always go through the red stage.
No, there's one or two that go directly black. Nigressens and
nigricans,
Albonigressens.
albonigra also goes. Yeah, But I thought that the simulants always went through a orange or red stage.
Well,
before
it's
turning
been
back.
my experience that it always goes through a reddish or pinkish phase.
Exactly.
And I think I found densifolia also. It's one of the things I send a link for. So if you want to see that one.
No, I know that one, except that I looked in the European book by Sartori, which is in Italian,
Yeah.
and they don't really have densifolia as a separately described species. They kind of mention it in passing somewhere, but they don't have a record of it.
Huh.
Which means that maybe that species is a phantom species, has been merged. I have no clue.
Well, the thing that I just posted as densifolia online, it looks quite a bit different than what I'm used to seeing in dissimulans.
We probably have our own blackening or reddening russulas that are different from the European ones.
Oh,
And I wanted to make that.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to make that point at the coma at the table talk, but I decided not to say anything because it was pretty much over, and didn't want to antagonize anyone.
What is Itzy's last name?
I'd like to add real quick. Nina and I just had Stephen Russell put a name to a blackening russula that we have observations of, and it's come back as NJ03.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. But it's only one photograph, and it's not very good. Dave, Professor Hull. It's his last name was Hull, Hull.
Oh, where does she work? Do you know?
She was a professor of history at Cornell.
Oh, she's a professor of history. Okay, I thought it was Cornell. Yeah, I was trying to find out where she worked. Oh, okay. So I just assumed she was like biology or something.
No. She was a
History.
professor of history. I think she specialized in German history.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, Bianca, is that it for tonight?
That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Let me stop share. Dave, do you want to continue, or do you want to save them for next week?
Keep going. I'll probably get more for next week. Although I don't
Okay.
know. This is a busy week for me. I might not be able to get out very often, but yep, show a few more. Let's see if we can find that Russula densifolia, because that was a pretty good observation, I thought.
Okay. I'm having trouble finding the share thing. Share, there we go. No, that's not it. There we go.
Yeah, that's it. This one. So this was actually growing on a lawn, a mowed lawn of outfield of a softball field near a stand of Scots pine. So the staining was very slow. So there's a sequence of photos here that show progressively more pinkish staining.
Definitely
and then
pink.
finally gray.
Yeah, kind of a grayish brown, right?
Yeah, kind of a gray at the end. Yep. And that all of that transpired over it was over a half an hour, I believe. It was pretty slow. But the gills are pretty close together on these. So that's why and they don't look like what I'm used to seeing in dissimulants. They just look different. There's something about the gestalt is just a lot different with these. So I don't know if you can zoom in on that. We can see the gills, but they're pretty close together.
Yeah, they're pretty crowded almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you call this densifolia?
Densifolia. Yeah, I mean that's the best name I could come up with. I preserved a pretty good sample of this.
Yeah,
Like a whole bag full because it seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know whether Steve Russell actually puts densifolia and dissimilants on these types of Russoas when he sequences them. It would be a good idea to find out what he knows about these things.
Yeah, and also Brandon or Lila, if you, I don't know, I guess Lila's not there, but if you have the sequence, if Steve provided the sequence, blast it on GenBank and see what kind of matches you get.
Right.
Blast it on MycoMap, see what, or go to, if it's on iNaturalist, Steve probably provided a MycoMap blast. Just click on the link and see where the 99% plus matches are.
Oh, what kind of habitat is this? This is pine?
Scott's pine.
Yeah, these were near Scott's Pine, actually out in a lawn. You can see here. This is where they were growing. In this, it was fairly close, maybe 4 or 5 meters away from the stand of pines.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, yes, it does say Scott's Pond in there. You did add it. Okay, so I'm going on for more now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we can run
I
through a
got
few
4
more.
more
That's all
slides
right with me.
today. Very.
Oh, this
purple
is a
one.
good one too. Yeah, in the middle, in this field, in this softball field, you can see where it's growing amongst the grass and the little plants. And it looks, I mean, it reminds me of Clavaria zollingerii, which I think now has been put into Ramaria. I forget. The spores do not look like Ramaria spores, though. And this was pretty purple. The photos here kind of do it justice, but not really. It was a little bit more bluish or purplish, maybe. The spores are kind of small, and most Ramaria spores are fairly elongated. So these spores are pretty similar to what's reported for Clavaria zollingerii. So maybe it's just that. But it certainly seemed like an interesting thing to find in a softball field. Once again, near this stand of Scott's Pine. Pretty far from the pines, though. These were maybe 7 or 8 meters away.
Did he get out?
What's that?
When you said get it out?
I preserved some of this.
Okay.
In fact, I preserved everything you see here in these photos that was harvested. I preserved. I left a little bit there just because it's an unusual thing. I didn't want to take all of it. These wax caps were interesting. I thought at first that they were entelomas from the top, because I find a lot of entoloma bicolor in this same area, but then they're white spored. The gills don't really look like entoloma bicolor. Look at there's like veins in between the gills, especially toward the margin. So wax cap spores are pretty boring, but I put the photo there anyway because it's part of what I got. So, but that last photo of the gills, if you can zoom in on that, it's pretty cool looking actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like these great big wide gills that go all the way up to the stalk, and then these like really thin, small, wavy things in between. Pretty interesting.
Actually, it seems pretty regular. It's got like 4 little ones between each of the big ones.
It's a lot of short gills. Yeah, it looks like 3 or 4 in between each of these the great big wide ones. And so I think I posted this as Cuphophilus, and that seems like a reasonable proposal, but it might be a Hygrophorus. So I preserved it. Preserved a good sample of this also. Same habitat in the field, bordering the Scots Pine. That was like my best spot last week in this field. So this was from Coma. And this is Neoboletus subvolutipes. It was growing where there were pines and hemlocks, and that's where subvolutipes likes to grow. The interesting thing about this one is that look how yellow the pore surface is. You don't see any red at all. And some every once in a while you find subvolutipes or the chameleon as well. Sometimes you find with yellow pore surface. And maybe it's because there was so little moisture. That might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, these were very fresh. And by the way, I did find the location for this collection as well as your
Yeah, this was cathedral pine.
cathedral pines. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should
I-
change the location.
Yeah. I think I at least have the right GPS on INAT. I'll have to
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
check
I
it.
have the GPS too because I remember exactly where I found it. So it was right at the
Oh, okay.
trailhead.
Yeah. I just lumped everything into this location that I called Northwest Hills.
Yeah, I saw
something.
that on the Mo, which is a huge area. So we have
Yeah,
to.
it's a great big area. I just didn't want to attempt to say where this was.
Yeah,
But I
I'll
found the Cathedral Pines though. I actually found that, and I think I put the right GPS in.
yeah, I will create both locations and then I will just post links in your observations so you can change the location in there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Sounds good. Thanks. And I think the last one is another of the coma boletes. But this was after it was picked, it was a few hours after it was harvested. So this was when it was back in the farmhouse and or in the barn, I mean. And so the staining has pretty much faded to sort of a dull grayish. So it's this Lanmaoa. What is it? So I'm learning the name. Carbonolivor, something like
Carboni
that.
vivor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a new species for me, but
Yep. This was
Where did you put that name?
quite
see.
plentiful at the foray. It was probably the most common Lanmaoa. We did find one Polydorosia and one Miniatopalescens. But this was there was like 4 or 5 collections of this thing. So yeah, I'll put a name in. It's gonna
Yeah, I
be
see it down here in the
Yeah.
tag.
yeah.
Yep. Now I think it's a non-prov.
Well, it's a non-prof for just the time being. It's going to be published as such.
Okay. Now
yeah.
when this slice was first cut out of the cap, the bluing was more prominent.
Correct. Yeah.
Not like Neoboletus or Miniatopalescens.
No, it
but it
wasn't.
was more prominent. It was fairly noticeable, the bluing.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean the odor was of curry, although I thought maybe it was of bouillon, but the staining it was just
Yeah, I picked up a little bit of bouillon off this one too, I
Yeah.
think. The odor.
But the important thing for Carbonial liver is that the caps are originally pink, kind of a muted grayish pink maybe.
Uh-huh.
And then when the mushroom gets older, the disc remains pink, but the cap margins or the area closer to the cap margins becomes tan. It becomes more brown.
Mhm.
So it loses its color, original color. I have photographs of other collections of Carbonial liver that we found at Coma, so I'll post them eventually. But that's
Good.
what I think it
Okay.
is. There was just too much bluing in the flesh for Polydorosia, if we wanted to consider that one.
Right.
I didn't save this collection. I don't think I saved any of those Carbonial livers. I just have too many of them already.
Right. Okay.
So now we're
isn't it?
we're not extending the range, but we're connecting the dots. So
Right.
there are collections from Wisconsin, one by Hunter, and one by Andrew Hitson, who is on a Mo, and then we have collections from New Jersey, and then nowhere else. So now we have this thing in Connecticut, which you kind of expect to be there, right?
Yeah, Connecticut gets a lot of boletes, really.
No, I'm just saying that as kind of in between the range
Oh,
in terms
yeah.
of north-south.
Okay. I don't think I've seen this here where I live.
No, I think this is more of a boreal species.
Huh.
Just like Miniatura pallescens, it likes to be in the north.
The thing that's interesting to me is that this year, in several different places, we've been finding Lanmaoa species, but not pseudosensibilis, which other years seems to be the most common one.
Yeah, we found one collection at Shark River, and it was actually Shihong found it, and I think she ate it. She took it home to eat apparently, and I took pictures of it. But that one was a classic pseudosensibilis to me. So
Right.
I've got to post all these things. A lot of work. A lot of these photographs need to be cropped, and that's like where most of the time sort of
Yeah, I
goes into.
spent a lot. I was up till late last night editing my photos and picking out the ones that I wanted to use and put
That's right.
names on. It takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while, and writing notes also takes a while.
It tastes good.
Oh, you like the pseudosensibilis?
Yes, it tastes really good. The texture is good too.
Okay, great. And obviously,
You
it
know
didn't
what?
have
You know,
any ill effects.
in the
right?
old field guides, it was listed as poisonous.
I think the Basset say something is like, or maybe they talk about Perro de Rosia, that it's not substantial in its flavor. But
Oh, okay.
okay, so nothing happened to you, right? You were fine.
Nothing happened to me.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
People
no.
say it's really good. Not only Shihang, other people have said it's really good. But in the old field guides, from like 20 or 30, maybe 30 years ago, that species was listed as poisonous.
But I don't think they knew at the time exactly what pseudosensibilis
Nah,
was.
they were just lumping a whole lot of things together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think Ursula Paul took Carbania liver to eat, and I think she ate it. So she was at coma, so she
Yeah.
survived. So I guess Carbania liver is edible too.
Yeah.
But she ate the ones from New Jersey, obviously, not these. That were found in coma. Yeah. Okay, good. Only one photograph of this, right?
That's the only photograph. I took another photograph, but it's terrible. So I didn't use it. But this one's not too bad. This was an indoor photo actually, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
So
Any
the
chance
colors
you-
are pretty true also.
Yeah, I think the colors are true because I saw a collection. I handled it quite a bit, so I remember it very well.
Any chance the ones that the people that got sick from it was an effect from something else with this? Like, for example, like with the inky caps with alcohol, you can get sick with that. That's what I'm asking.
I think those old reports of some of these red and yellow blue staining boletes being sickeners are just things that were handed down for years and years and years and date all the way back to somebody getting sick from something and nobody really knew what it was, but it was red and yellow and it was a bolete and it stained blue. I think that's pretty much what happened. Now, apparently, though, I think it's still believed that Boletus miniato olivaceus is poisonous, although I have never met anybody who ate that one knowingly.
Yeah, but that's a different genus.
That's it. That one's just really weird. Yeah, but way back when, it may have been, others may have been lumped in with it, as being considered to be toxic.
Yeah, and at the same time, people now are eating Civilutipes without boiling it.
That's what the two people in our club here, I think they're from Latvia.
Yeah, Raisa and Sergey. Yeah,
Raisa and Sergey. Yeah, they just cut them up and throw them in the pan and fry them up and eat them.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So another red port has been maligned for a long time. So now it's been
Somebody at
vindicated.
Coma told me that they do the same thing with subvolutipes.
Well, that's where I heard it. It was at coma.
Yeah, it
I
was
forget
somebody else. I
I
forget
forget
who it
who
was.
said that. Somebody who knows them.
Yeah. 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 I forget who said it. They
But
said that
somebody
they
who
were kind
knows
of
them,
rubbery.
somebody who knows them, but not through your club. They're like somewhere else.
Right. Oh, somebody. Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 I see what you're saying. Yeah. They knew. Oh, yes. It was somebody who knew Sergey. Right. And Ray said, yeah.
Right, because they know them, and then Raisa and Sergey said that they met me, and they told that person about that. So
yeah. Yeah.
and that person told me, about this. So that's how I know. But anyway, so don't fear eating these red poured bluing boletes or the Lanmaoas. Apparently, they are fine.
That's what it seems to be. People seem to be learning.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
start with eating pseudosensibilis and see where I go with those, and maybe Pelliderosea too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try some of those out just to see.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are still alive. So eating these things.
Well, we
will
haven't eaten any of
continue.
those yet, though.
Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't eaten, but other people have. So
Yeah.
it just sounds encouraging.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap for tonight. Hopefully we'll get some rain this week, and we'll have better fungi in New Jersey. So have a good night, everyone.
Good night, Sue. Thank you.
You too. Good
Good
night,
night, everyone.